a fresh look at what the new home of the Buffalo Bills may look like. 7 News has just received these site plans from Erie County. They include the proposed layout for the stadium and parking plan. This is not a final design in any way, just a placeholder in terms of the stadium. They're showing scale, but the site plan gives us a new idea, again, of the size, scale, and orientation. It's an updated look at the $1.4 billion plan for a new Bills stadium in Orchard Park. The site plan, put together by the Bills, shows the proposed footprint of the new stadium, along with location of operations buildings, team facilities, and parking, which will take up roughly 243 acres. The update, released on Friday, as Erie County begins its state environmental quality review of the plans. That review is expected to take about 6 months and will include public input sessions. Of immediate interest, the latest massing of the stadium, which shows the scale and orientation of the new facility. It will be built across the street from the current Highmark Stadium on Abbott Road between Southwestern Boulevard and Big Tree Road. The new site plan shows a large plaza for fans leading up to the stadium from the northeast, a new operations building to the south, and several new parking lots. Finalized renderings of the proposed stadium are still being worked on by the design firm Populous and have not been released. The new proposed footprint opposite the current stadium on Abbott Road will take over land currently being used for the Bills camper lot, tailgating village, and employee parking. It'll also take up roughly 56 acres of land of the current ECC South Campus. That land is currently the home of athletic fields for the college. Additional land on the ECC South Campus, including several current parking lots, is being proposed for use during the construction phase of the stadium. The plan would be to use that additional land to store vehicles, equipment, and supplies during construction, which will be completed by the 2026 football season. The current home of the Bills, Highmark Stadium, will be demolished and eventually turned into new parking areas. That process will not begin until after the transfer of land at the proposed site from Erie County to New York State. That is expected to happen after the new stadium is finished and operational again in 2026. The demolition of the current stadium and construction of new parking on that site is expected to take between 6 to 8 months, which could temporarily impact parking during the first season in the Bills' new home. Temporary options and alternatives will be looked at as the process moves forward. The current AdPro training facility where Bills players work out and practice and the current Delaware North Commissary building will remain in place on the former site, according to the plan. Now, a public hearing is now planned for July 14th. The hearing on the findings of that environmental review is expected in September. One concern that has been shared is the effect this could potentially have on the ECC campus in Orchard Park. Well, the county executive addressing that this afternoon.
A lot of people thought they'd have to demolish buildings at the college. We said no, we know we don't have to do that. And the site plan released today shows that the stadium and the parking lots that will be built as a result of the new construction do not need to take any building at that site.
Again, these are not final designs, but there's a lot to look at here. You can take a closer look at the new pictures and the entire site plan. It's available right now at WKBW.com.